black people kill more white people than white people kill blacks.
It's like saying treat people how you want to be treated. When you talk about the 10 Commandments, that's the most important part. If we don't create our own and build our own, I don't have any expectations of people outside of the community in power to do us a favor.
Timbaland and Swizz Beatz, they just announced that they bringing Verzuz back on the Twitter platform.
Every single black celebrity and influencer has a partnership with a white company.
He pushed past those feelings and he think about his vision. He think about his will, his plan, his ideas, and shit. He executes. That's man.
If it's a problem, it's a solution.
That's not acceptable for men to do.
I'm building, I'm writing down my goals, and I'm executing, I'm on my mission, tunnel vision.
I like the setting of man to man. Man, it's just like a safe space to just speak freely upon everything.
Like, we talk like men.
Peace, family. Welcome to the Man to Man Show, where we talk as guys. I'm here with my good brother, Mr. 19
Oh, let me
Key.
put my glasses
Hello,
on
don't leave
for
me
mystery.
hanging.
Oh, come on, man. I ain't the white man. I ain't gonna leave the brother hanging.
Yeah. So I don't know if you've seen on the news today, man. Have you? Matter of fact, let me ask you a question. Have you ever read the Bible?
Yeah. You talking about the Holy
You
Bible?
said they're like real low just now.
No, I mean, I read the cover.
All right, well, look, and Louisiana is the first state to make it mandatory for public schools to have the 10 Commandments on display on the walls in their
I
classrooms.
don't think that's
What you
bad.
think about that?
That's cool.
What if people raising their children not to believe in it?
Well, I mean, it's the 10 Commandments. So how can you be mad at that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's certain things in every religion, you know what I mean, regardless of your religion, it's good for all people. You feel me? It's like saying treat people how you want to be treated. I think that the core of the thesis, you know, when you talk about the 10 Commandments, that's the most important part. Because if you think about if all people follow those, you feel me, we got a better world. So I don't think the religion matters so much because those are like, you know, commandments and principles that everybody should follow regardless of religion.
I feel like I actually
they should
like
also
the
have that
idea.
equivalent of every religion 10 Commandments as well.
Now I like the idea because shit, you know, this generation, a lot of them don't follow morals or got any structure, you know, especially a spiritual foundation.
So
you know?
look, let's so now that you brought it up, let's say what are the 10 Commandments?
I'm
The 10
looking it up
Commandments
now.
are, thou shalt not have other gods before me. You know, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Honor thy father and mother. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness against my neighbor. Thou shalt not covet. Yeah, I mean, you know, them all right. Them cool commandments. You know, the first three, you know, I would say, thou shalt not have any other gods before me. You know, that's probably the most controversial one, depending on, you know, a person's religion.
How so?
Because if you Hindu, you believe in multiple gods, right? Every religion is not monotheistic. You know what I mean? So, you know, people who have religions of polytheism, right, then they may go against, right? Or, you know, the image in vain. Like, it really depends on, you know, your religious background. So I was really thinking about like the thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill, right? All of those type of ones. Those are solid. But you know, we live in a conservative Christian country, so-called. It's not actually, let me take that back. It's not a conservative Christian country. It was founded so-called as a conservative Christian country, you know, based on those tenets, you know, of the Bible. But I think that, you know, more than that, it shouldn't just be those rules. I think at the end of the day, you should have the equivalent posted of all religions. You know, you should be able to find something in Islam and Christianity and Buddhism and Judaism and Zoroaster, whatever it may be. And if that's the case, then you should have all of those like spiritual laws that they can take something good from each and every one of them.
All right, so let's shift gears today because this just happened today. I seen the good brother Tariq Nasheed. He had posted something on Twitter. He say, "Dear white supremacists, keep your hands to yourself. This ain't 1950s." So someone responded back, say, "It's true that things have changed since 1950s." And they basically try to do a parallel that black people kill more white people than white people kill blacks. And Elon Musk liked the post. Timbaland and Swizz Beatz, they just announced that they bringing Verzuz back on the Twitter platform, and they announced it on Juneteenth First off, happy Juneteenth to everybody.
Yeah, happy
But
19th, the 19th.
what you think about them? Like, I feel like that was a bad move for them.
Oh, well, first let me address the first part of your statement. You know, I believe it's maybe so-calledly the FBI statistic data. But first, let's address, are we counting Big Pharma? Are we counting GMOs? Right? Are we counting the hospitals that's responsible for, you know, the black women, you know, death based on them going in and having babies, right? Are we counting all of the atrocities by the government when we say the white man or black people, right? Or are we only counting what, gun violence? You know? So there's an error in looking at data, because that data, right, is only giving you one perspective of the totality of things that we deal with in America, right? So and when you take into account, especially talking about from the 50s to now on, come on, man, they brought in crack. You know what I'm saying? They flood the community with guns. You feel me? Like, they created the dissension between the Bloods and the Crips. You know what I'm saying? They murdered Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, right? And locked up every single leader, gang leaders, civil rights leaders, and spiritual leaders alike that could unify black people. They had a memorandum in the FBI, right? That there could be no black messiahs. So this is a false equivalence when we talking about, you know, black and white crime. That's just cap.
Yeah. But what you think about, you know, but basically by Elon Musk liking the post, people was kind of hitting that he kind of racist, you know, and he do got a few lawsuits going on from people who work at Tesla, from black people saying that they, you know what I'm saying, had those racist environments.
What y'all want from that man? I mean, he the richest man in the world. What y'all want from him? Y'all, I'm trying to get the expectation that black people have.
But he said he don't believe in racism or DEI.
I'm sure he don't.
Yeah.
Why would he care about that? He's a South African white man that grew up in an apartheid state, right? We gotta stop having expectations of people, right? When we go on X and we complain about Elon Musk on Twitter, we complain about Mark Zuckerberg on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Like, we complain about brands while wearing them. It's like, at the end of the day, man, you know, if we're not creating a mass movement to where we're boycotting or only supporting each other and boycotting those who don't support us, what does it matter when all celebrities riding around them big old Elon Musk tanks right now, to this day?
Shit,
you know what I mean?
California got the first police cyber truck.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos, Amazon have shown to have discrimination against, you know, black workers, all of them. Like Apple, we still using that iPhone to talk ish on here, but they got agendas and they steady getting sued, right? Like, at the end of the day, if we don't create our own and build our own, I don't have any expectations of people outside of the community in power to do us a favor.
So do you feel like it was distasteful for them to announce the partnership with Elon Musk on Juneteenth after this? Because this the same post went viral the same day.
Well, let's see. Where did you hear about this news at?
On Twitter.
Where did people
on Instagram though?
You heard about it on Twitter.
Yeah.
They posted it on Instagram.
Facts.
That's a partnership with two businesses.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? By utilizing their product, you partner with them. And then if we want to go down that rabbit hole, because, you know, I'm with all the smoke. If we want to go down that rabbit hole, right, then that means that you got to eliminate all of the partnerships. You feel me? Like, in that same post, I seen Isaac Hayes, the post about it, and he was saying, I think he tagged, in that same post, he tagged BET. BET is white owned.
Right.
It's blackface, white owned media. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, at the end of the day, like, are we gonna really get rid of white partnerships? If that what we doing, is that what we saying? Right? Or are you only pointing out two black men who they say is a completely black owned platform? They say 100% black owned. And I think they did a partnership to bring it on X, right? I believe, of course, they could have connected with Isaac Hayes and did that partnership. I don't know the details of the partnership. I don't know if they getting paid up front. I don't know what it means to have that partnership in the first place and what went into their decision making. But almost every single black celebrity and influencer has a partnership with a white company. And are we going to audit and scrutinize whether these companies have racism, bias, discrimination, prejudice built into them? Are we going to really look at the back end of it? Because everybody in Paris supporting Bernard or not right now.
Shit, people still
Right?
rocking the Balenciaga.
Rocking them like if we go do it, we can't point out selective outrage, right? Because we can use that to our favor. If we go do it, let's do it all the way. You know, I'm with it 100%. I just think selective outrage don't work. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, it becomes hypocritical because, you know, then we see where the context don't fit over here, don't fit over there, don't fit over there. It's like, you know, we don't be supporting and bolstering each other up when we have leaders and people that are influential. So, you know, you can complain all you want to, but at the end of the day, man, you know, it's two sides of Black America, man. People be talking that cap, people be saying this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, we really don't be supporting each other. We really don't be, we don't have enough, you know, equity sharing within our own community to focus on the partnerships that people have outside it or even complain about the racism outside of it. Elon Musk racism is not worries me. Our lack of unity worries me.
That's fair. That's fair. So look, I had a debate going on, right? Over the past weekend, it was just Father's Day.
Uh-huh.
And you know, this generation, you know, they got the tech thing going and whatnot. So I want to ask you, do you feel like it's appropriate for your child to send you a text saying Happy Father's Day, or they supposed to pick up the phone and call?
And they got a FaceTime.
FaceTime.
They got FaceTime is the only appropriate, right?
Yes.
FaceTime is the only appropriate way to create an authentic, right, connection right now. Why? iOS 18 update, right? Apple Intelligence, you can schedule posts. You can schedule text. So that means that, you know, a person could have sent you a scheduled text. Now, it's kind of thoughtful. You thought of this. You could have sent that months ago. That don't mean you thinking of me right now, though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That just mean that, you know, and probably get to a point where you just tell Apple, hey, send my parents, you know, text on their birthday. And that don't mean you care. No. Call me, FaceTime me, connect with me. What's happening? Yeah, what's up, Baba? Happy Father's Day. What's going on?
Because look, I had my daughter had text
Matter
me.
of fact,
right?
have a shirt with my face on it.
My daughter text me Happy Father's Day, right? But I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt because she was on the road traveling, so her phone probably was like messing up. She probably won't get no signal, but she ended up FaceTiming me when she made it back to St. Louis. But I had to tell her, like, nah, you got it, like, that ain't proper. You gotta pick up the phone. At least let me hear your voice,
Right.
you know? You can't just text nobody something like that.
Nah, I'm trying to see where my pops at, man. I ain't even told him Happy Father's Day.
You told me?
Stop playing. I ain't told. I ain't saying no because I was being petty. I ain't gonna lie. You know, as a young guy, sometimes pettiness kicks in. He ain't send me a happy birthday text. So
nah, you know what? No, it's funny that you said that though, right? Because I realized the older I get, that I can't even be petty with my parents at all. Like, none that they do.
Because they too old now.
Nah, it ain't even that shit. Yeah, they getting old. They getting up in age and shit, you know. And it's like, shit, now you just always gotta be the bigger person. I mean, not saying like if it's a toxic situation, but if it ain't really toxic and something that can be rectified, you gotta be the bigger person.
Yeah, I feel that.
For sure.
Sometimes.
Are you finna call him now?
I'm gonna call him see if he answer. Walaikum salam, God. Happy Father's Day, Pops. Hey man, better later than never, man. The white man can't tell me when I can tell my pops Happy Father's Day. I ain't getting no happy birthday. He ain't got no FaceTime.
Oh man,
I can't even FaceTime.
My pops ain't got a FaceTime either.
I had to try WhatsApp. I know he on the WhatsApp. You feel me?
Yeah.
But so it's Juneteenth. So the question becomes are you really free?
Mm.
Right? What is freedom in America? What does freedom really look like? You know, that's the question that I have as I think about it, right? And I think about it from this perspective. Like, if we can't speak truth, you know, we can't move freely, we can't give our true perspective on things. Most people are assimilated and they can't be free because, like, black platforms aren't free because, you know, they can't work with certain people, they too radical. Our sponsor's not going to like that, right? So that's not real freedom, right? It's liberty, right? You can be given a little liberty. And also, part of it is that we keep each other enslaved behind these walls because of these ideas that, oh, I can't work with you, I can't stand next to you because this person go look at me like I'm wilding. And it's like, actually, if we had the integrity to still stand next to people, what we would be doing is pushing the boundaries. The LGBT community are great at, you know, activating everybody for their cause, right? And I've been talking about, like, being a spook, having a silent activation.
Hold on, wait. You trying to be a spook to the LBG?
No. Listen.
I just playing, man. Go ahead.
Listen. Being a spook to a cause. So, like, let's say if you was gay, right?
Nah, let's say if you was a Mechi.
Pause.
Major pause.
All right. So let's say it's a gay person in the world. You ain't even got to know they gay. But I guess what? When they working in a corporate job, they're going to make sure that they're not going to go against an agenda that can benefit the cause of LGBT people. You feel me? Like, black people, we be feeling like this idea, I'm pro-black. That's like asking a gay person, are they pro-gay? Like, how does it not make sense that every black person is not automatically pro-black, right? But the idea is that whatever position, skill set, knowledge, resource that you have, you're supposed to have your own silent revolution that you're utilizing in a way that's for your people, right? You ain't got to be some outspoken radical, but what is your revolution is the question, right? How do you activate your revolutionary? Like, even when I worked the job, you know, I met Mr. Fab because I gave him 50% discount. You know what I mean? It could be small things like that. Like, yeah, bruh, it's nothing. I got you, man. I don't work for these people like that. You feel me? Like, I'm still me. You feel me? You got people that work in different corporations. They reach out to me, Keys. You know, I love what you're doing, man. I'm over here in this position, blah, blah, blah. We want to connect with you. I know people like yourself usually don't get calls from people that's in these type of positions, but guess what? Boom, that's their revolution.
That's
they rock with me.
Like getting your foot in the door, but like the gate, go back to the gatekeeper comment in the canon.
We pushing an agenda for the advancement of our people in whatever situation that we are in. And it's the idea that you activate it now, like activate yourself, that you working for this operation in this movement. Right. And the more we do that, right, the more we stand next to each other, right, we're actually pushing and freeing ourselves to go further. Right. Because if you stand next to somebody radical and then you normalize that to where it's no longer considered to be radical. Right. Now we have just went further because now there's certain things we can't say, certain things that we can't do. Right. We can't wear, we can't speak on. But if we normalize, right, people who do that, celebrate, support, put budget behind that, it makes it safer and easier for the average person to do the same thing. So we have to understand that strategicness when it comes to that. So I don't expect everybody to have the same level of radicalism or revolutionary spirit when it comes to get things done. Some people, they supposed to be the outspoken. Some people, they build systems that's gonna help. Some people, they pass laws that's gonna help. You know what I mean? Some people, they utilize the budget because they are chief marketing officers for a company and they go make sure that they bring in black influencers so that they can have more voices. Some people, they connect the dots so that black media has bigger presence. Like, whatever your revolution is, activate your revolution. And so for me, activating that revolution is signing that signature as a man or a woman and saying, I'm free and I'm going to do for my people, because everybody ain't free. It's different levels, right? When money rules you, you ain't free, right? But when you activate your consciousness on a higher level and you say, man, I'm going to be free because I'm going to live free, you're not waiting for nobody to tell you you're free. And Juneteenth wasn't a day where the slaves were freed. It was a day where 10,000 soldiers went with a general, right? 10,000 black soldiers went with a general and told the rest of them that had not heard the news that, hey, you know, y'all free. And the reason they had to bring 10,000 soldiers is because you can't enforce nothing without military might. Right. And so when we think about movements of today, people are always talking about our movements of today. It's like the voting and all of that. That's not going to go really enforce the change. You got to have an army. You got to have a force that backs it to maintain this thing. How are we afraid of losing rights? That don't make no sense. What you mean, take my rights? Man, we're going to fight for them then. That should be the logical step to say, okay, if you do this, we do that. And it can't be, if you do this, we go vote. No, it got to be, if you do this, there's an activation, right? Based on this mass group of people who are unified by this collective sense of self-love, right? Cultural integrity, right? And heritage to say that, nah, if you do that, we activate in the army.
Yeah. So we can shift gears real quick. The good brother, Bird, man, he went to visit a prison. And he asked the inmates, well, the inmates was like, they need help, you know? And Birdman was like, I got enough power to help y'all. And they say, okay, we need books to read. And Birdman's response was, you think reading books gonna help you? Now, this the thing, though. Like, I feel like that's the only escape they get. Yeah, it's gonna help them. Shit, it helped me. Especially them self-help books, you know. So I don't know, man. Some people, man, like you said, some people don't activate their revolutionary, you know, even though they in a position too.
Birdman. I have zero expectations of Birdman.
Man,
another one of them people, man. I think
he don't want people to know how to read them contracts.
Yeah. That's one of those things. I don't know Birdman, right? I don't know what he does. Kudos for him to even being at the prison, right? Sometimes people, and I didn't see the full clip. I hate responding to short clips. I don't know what was said after that. I don't know the context. He started to say, do you think Books is gone? And he was like, no disrespect to Books. I want to know what was the thought process of him saying that I have power to help y'all. He may have been speaking upon a different kind of resource. Right. And so he could have been like, yo, you think it's going to be the books or you think it's this program that I have? I don't know what direction he was going. So I don't want to badger a man that did go to, right, the prison to speak to the brother because he didn't have to do that. Right. So obviously his heart is there in some capacity. So, you know, at the end of the day, there are people that can, if he has that heart and he does have power and he does have money, then there are people that he can connect with. Right. There are people that he can connect with to actually help him get those resources. So I think we got to stop. Something that we do have to stop is badgering each other based on these short clips without context. You know what I mean? And offer guidance, right? Because this opens up a conversation that can be a larger conversation, right? To where, you know, he can help. So it's like, nah, there's people that know how to get them brothers what they need. And now them brothers do have somewhat of exposure upon what they're looking for, right? So, you know, a shout out to anybody that's helping. And inshallah, the rest of the clip was him explaining, right, the type of assistance that he did want to provide. And it's a teaching moment for somebody to go talk to Birdman and understand that, yeah, that's where the prisoners become free. They free themselves through the mind. Like Frederick Douglass says, knowledge makes a man unfit to be a slave. So when you give a man them books and you give a man that knowledge, he can exalt himself because he can think beyond his circumstances. And now he has more options on what to do because jail and prison should be a place for rehabilitation, not just incarceration.
Now, speaking of this rehabilitation, I see you say free his mind a lot or free your mind a lot.
Yeah.
What's your take on spiritual alchemy? Purifying your heart, getting your soul right. Because I feel like that's all a part of the process as well. Instead of just focusing on the mental, it all come like correlate with each other.
Well, you know, I'm the mind guy, man. Or that crown chakra be heavy. So I always speak on the mind. That's my particular expertise. I think the spirit comes in when we speak about values. When we talk about principles, morals, and values, that's talking about the soul for me. You know what I mean? Because it makes it tangible as far as you understanding. When you do anything that goes against your principles, morals, and values, right? That's when you lose your soul. You feel me? And when you're doing things to be in alignment with your principal morals and values, right? That's when you're enriching your soul. And that's when you feel more aligned with self. So you go find me a man to where he's living a life that's not according to his beliefs, according to the laws that he believes in, according to his own moral guidance, right? His codes. Then that's when a man feel like he ain't got no soul. And people will sell their soul for money. People will sell their soul for all these other different things. And they usually have to go against their values to do so. So for me, when I speak on the mind, it's just me as a way to like logify all these things so people to understand it, because soul is a big word and people don't know how to pinpoint when they're activating or going against their soul. And then spirit is breath.
But this the thing. How do they learn how to pinpoint it though?
Just that. Like, what are your values? What are your core values that you believe in? And if you live a life according to your core values, right, then you go live a life to where you keep your soul. You know what I mean? And you enrich your soul. Right. I was listening to a young man was explaining how they do, they measure emotional tests, right? They did these different tests to where they had 25,000 subjects that were tested through these machines. And basically this machine would measure different emotions. Now, he was explaining that the one emotion that was the strongest, right? It was 4,000 times stronger than love. And he was explaining that it was the emotion that is connected to authenticity, showing up and being yourself. Yeah. And if you think about people that are real, think about the strong presence that they have. You know what I mean? It's infectious, right? It's whether you like them or not, the energy is just powerful. It's just immense, a spirit and an aura all around. Right? That's why everybody like, be real, be yourself, right? Like when you have that sort of spirit, that's a warrior spirit, right? It's the way you use your breath, the way you use your ka, the way you use your chi, the way you use your energy, right? When you're doing things that are, for your spirit, you're in flow. When you're doing things that go against your spirit, that's when there's sickness, right? And you live a toxic life versus a tonic life. So I think that, that alchemy is more so speaking upon how do you take things that lay on your spirit, tough, that's heavy on it, where you can't even really breathe. And then how do you turn that into light, right? And it starts in the mind though. There's part of it is in the body of like, literally breathing exercises. But then the rest of it is in the mind, the way you perceive and think about things. You know me, I'm gonna always look at everything positive. That's alchemy, instant alchemy. How do I turn this into a positive?
Yeah. But I like I wanted to touch on that aspect of it because, like you said, you got to pick your values, and it's so hard for, like, if you don't got nothing like God in your heart,
yeah,
you'll value the wrong shit in life. Like now, with social media, just trying to keep up with somebody else's lifestyle, you'll pick the wrong values.
Yeah.
So like you said, it's like, now you gotta go back to the mental, you know what I'm saying? Just make sure you getting the shit right in the plan. Oh damn, my bad. Make sure you get everything right.
Which 100%. I think you start with your needs, right? Are your needs fulfilled, right? Do you feel that you have a level of significance and contribution and community and growth and love in your life, right? Because those are needs that each person has to have fulfilled in their life. And when I've been speaking about this a lot, that when you grow up in an environment where your needs weren't fulfilled, right, then those become more important than they need to be. And so we have needs, right? We have desires, right? We have visions. You think about fulfilling those, but then you got your righteousness. What makes it morally aligned, right? As a Muslim, it means one who submit his or her will to do the will of God. Yeah. And we have free will, right? But when you choose to do the right thing, when you choose to do the good thing, that's when you're being a Muslim. That's when you're being a good person, a righteous person. So I think, you focus on living a clean life, right? And that's when things become more ordered and harmonious, right? And a lot of that is cleaning up your environment, cleaning up the way you eat, cleaning up the way you speak, cleaning up the way you think, cleaning up the people that's around you, right? Cleaning up, the places that you go to and the habits that you have. I think when you start the idea of living a clean life, like Brother Nuri speaks on, I think that you're going to see change in your life, all right, on a massive scale, right? And I think things become beautiful after that.
Now I did had some notes mapped out for the episode to like dive deep into the alchemy, but we ain't have enough time today like to get into that.
Oh, cause it's Juneteenth and we gotta pop out.
Yeah, you got matter of fact, speaking of pop out, Kendrick Lamar performing tonight.
Kendrick Lamar and Friends. It's a West Coast show all day long.
Is this the first time that he's performed since the Drake situation?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Second time.
Oh, so he already
first
performed?
time in LA though.
Oh yeah, first time in
LA. LA though. I was saying I heard people say this is gonna be a huge platform for the people he got going on there. Shout out to DJ Head. He's starting off the show with DJ Head and Friends. I'm gonna pull up to my brother Rams. We're gonna slide out there. You feel me? It's gonna be powerful. The people gonna be outside. Man, it's Juneteenth. It's barbecues everywhere. Yeah, I mean, people outside eating good. Last year, man, the sisters had the watermelon outside in Lamarck Park. We was out there vibing. Yeah, man. Barriers had his huge like pyramid set up outside. It was a vibe. It was a vibe for sure.
I ain't gonna lie. I didn't want to go, but I think I'm gonna pop out.
No, you got to, man. You got to be around good energy and positive people on this good day, man. I think that's the beauty of it. We don't get outside enough and like celebrate and just the joy of celebrating something for like being free, being Black and free. That's what Juneteenth is really about. I think I'm
gonna pop out because I ain't never went to the Juneteenth party or nothing, a function at all. That shit ain't really big in St. Louis.
More of a Christopher Columbus
It ain't really big
guy.
in St. Louis. They just started doing this Juneteenth shit a couple years ago.
Would you more of a Christopher Columbus Day?
Nah, I don't even celebrate nothing. I don't celebrate no holidays.
Christmas,
no more, for real.
Easter, Halloween.
My birthday.
I know you definitely don't like Halloween. I know that about you.
Yeah, Halloween, that's over with.
Was there anything? Last point I wanted to make. I think we probably addressed this before, but it was the ancestor voting. I just want to make it clear. This camera. My ancestors, none of them that I know of. I never seen it on their grave, their obituary. I never read it in the books that was written about them. I never heard the stories passed down in lineage from my grandmother, great grandfather, my mother, father's side. Nobody in the family has ever told me, which ancestor died for my right to vote. I don't know what their name was. I just don't know how was they murdered. How was they killed? Right? How did they die? Because it wasn't the slaves. Slaves definitely wasn't gonna vote. None of that stuff. They ain't worrying about voting. They was worrying about freedom. You know what I'm saying? Black Wall Street wasn't worried about voting. They were worried about freedom. You know what I'm saying?
But I think it comes from like people. I think the right word is sacrifice. I guess I feel like that'll be a more appropriate word. It would, because it was people that went out there and tried to get them to change rights so Black people can vote, and they went through police brutality and all type of shit, So I think that's the word.
There was on the other side. There was the Malcolm X side. My ancestors wasn't on that side. Is what I'm saying. Your ancestors might have been. My ancestors was on the Malcolm X side. It was like, man, we ain't voting.
Now,
we don't need no politicians.
Because I thought you was breaking down that statement that people.
Well, the statement is propaganda. The statement is propaganda to get people to believe in the system, right? So that we can reinforce the belief in the system, right? Yeah. This is going to be an incredible election. You got Robert F. Kennedy, you got Donald Trump, and you got Biden, right? And it's the same thing we went. There's like deja vu. Trump or Biden. There's no choice in that if you're just giving us the same people over and again. But when people be like, you have to exercise your right, and I don't like the statement because, if it's my right, then it's my right to use it or not. You can't force me to use it or not use it because that is my choice, right? But at the same time, they die for so many more rights. They die for family. The most important thing, fuck the vote, the family. You know what I'm saying? Like they die for some wealth and some power. You know what I'm saying? They die for us to have our own grocery stores and land. They die for men to be men and women to be women and us to be respectable. You feel me? They die for us to economically circulate the dollar between each other, to have love for each other. You feel me? They die so that we can believe in God and move as gods on this planet Earth. You know, they died to be free in America, to speak how we want to move how we want to be who we are, to save ourselves. So if you go evoke the ancestors, don't evoke it only in political stands. You feel me? Nah, evoke it when you talking about knowledge of self and being a man and a woman that knows who they are in this world, and it's about doing for self and saving yourself. But I don't like the propaganda only when you talking about voting for a white man and you telling me that's what my ancestors died for. Fuck out of here.
And do you feel like it's more harmful for black people to not vote than to vote?
No, I think it's the same outcome go happen. I asked my nieces and nephews who they voting for. They all said Trump. I'm surprised. They
Did
like
you ask them why though?
Yeah, they
What was
don't
the
rock with
reason?
Biden. They don't like him. They don't trust him. They don't like him at all. Like whatever is in their sphere of media that shows them the perspective on the Biden administration and the Democrats, they do not rock with him. 0%. And they don't even know Robert Kennedy exists.
Yeah.
Right? So, when I think about that, man, I think y'all better be careful telling this younger generation to get out there and vote. Because you may be surprised who they vote for. You know what I'm saying? If anything, right, you may want to tell the ones that go vote for who you think is opposition not to vote. Because you go convince everybody to vote, but once they get to that ballot box, you don't know what's in the mind of people today.
Yeah, I think it's because Trump got a better social media presence than that boy Joe Biden. He boring.
Well,
you know?
It's not even that he's bored, he's incompetent. There's nothing to believe in.
Yeah.
You can't name me one Joe Biden speech that gave you inspiration. You can't give me the only quote I remember from Joe Biden when he was like, my legs are hairy and I like when the kids sit on my lap and touch my leg by the pool. That's the most memorable thing. And then, you know, you know about the crime bill, you know about all those different things. I personally believe that Joe Biden will probably pass away if he becomes president again and Kamala Harris will inherit it. And it'd be the first time we get that. But at the end of the day, man, I think that the Democrats are the most uninspiring party ever in history. It's like they don't even know how to talk, right? Kamala's inviting everybody over to the White House. She working, but they sidelined Kamala so much so that she wouldn't be a front runner, right? To be president. And now it has worked against them because now she got to work overtime to get back into the minds of the people in a good grace. So it's like you had a black woman as your black and Indian woman as your vice president, but you sideline her on purpose. But now you want to use her as your influencer to try to get the black community. And then you got grown suckers kissing his hand. Man, it's the worst. And they mad at the brothers for meeting up with Donald Trump. But I ain't seen nobody say nothing about the dude Billy kissing the hand of Joe Biden. Man, this is why it makes me sick to my stomach to hear these niggas act like Billy Porter. I think that's his name, right? The gay dude. He be wearing the dresses and stuff. But it's like, imagine, you know what I'm saying? If a black woman kissed the hand of Trump, a black man kissed the hand of Trump, man, every black person would have blasted them on every social feed that they can possibly think of. You feel me? It would have been black Twitter going crazy. But nah. Billy Porter, who y'all claim to be somebody that y'all love and respect, to can go kiss this man's hand. Joe Biden shouldn't even allow that. That is the sickest thing that I've seen, right, in this whole presidential race. And that ain't no freedom. That's some old massa, kiss ass, behind the closed doors, you probably bend over type shit. You feel me? I think it's the worst betrayal that we got out here, portrayal rather. And I see this is why the children hates that administration. They hate it, right? Because how can you look at that and say that that's respectable? Nah, it's disrespect. And I know what's going on. They paying everybody to come to the White House. I get it. They got the bag. Some people may really believe in the initiatives. Shout out to Erica Ford. I think that they're giving money to the initiative. And I seen Styles P talking about some, y'all gonna get the money, but where's it gonna go? Because we always be celebrating $30 billion. But who can really say that they've seen tangible change in their lifetime for that money that directly built something and impacted them?
Yeah, like what Umar say, if you ain't building no institutions or something within the black community, then I don't want to hear it.
Bro, all that money, they be acting like it's hard to make change with money.
Yeah.
Bro, the presidential campaigns are the most disrespectful thing. You give presidents billions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars, so that they can go market themselves to be the next CEO of the United States of America, right? While people, job loss at an all-time high, AI is stealing jobs, right? Food costs are high, you know what I'm saying? There's a lack of opportunities, and we just giving hundreds of millions of dollars, right? As much as you possibly can, so that two men can go debate about who should be the next CEO. Like, America is a circus at this point, and that's why you seeing this man Putin over there making every single move he possibly can. He went to North Korea for the first time in 20 some odd years, and they look like they was homies. You feel me? And you know, BRICS is not renewing the deal. Saudi Arabia not renewing the petro deal, right, with America. It's like, man, y'all better pay attention to the writing on the wall, because the infrastructure of the world has changed.
Yes. And this, I got one last point. I had seen this earlier today. The U.S. Surgeon General, he's calling to put tobacco style warnings on social media. So if you ever seen like the back of a cigarette pack, they got the warning, this is dangerous.
It's not gonna work.
And all of that. But they saying they want to start putting that on social media, letting them know like it's damaging to your mental health.
It's not gonna work. They did that with cigarettes. They did that with liquor. They did that with everything. You go to the Europe, they got big cancer right there, and people still gonna smoke. It won't work. They actually did studies that show that the same areas in your brain light up, right? Whether they're there or not. So it still makes you want to smoke, right? So when you think about social media, it's not going to make you disengage. No, it's not. Those practices have to come inside the company, and they have to put in laws, right, to where they have to change their algorithms so that it is not so addictive. If you're not changing the algorithms, nothing is gonna matter. How you go, like, it's really crazy. We got like,
yeah, but that's what he's saying though.
it's
He
like
say
just putting side effect labels on shit. It's like, bro, why in America we just don't outlaw things and force the change so it's not toxic?
Yeah, because I think that was his point. He was like, shit, we can't really stop people from getting on social media. We can't blame it on the parents. We got to blame it on the regulators, because everything is on. You know what I'm saying? We can't control it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the control, is the regulation of it. Like, the end of the day, there's so many things that should be banned in America, but because we care about profits over people, they're not. That's the simple truth about America. We are a country of capitalism, and it is profits over people. You know what I'm saying? So as long as that is the truth of America, nothing will ever change.
Your goals for the rest of the week?
My goals for the next week is to open up this shop. You know what I mean? To start having events here to allow people to come in and get crowned. We are launching High Level Club. The book club should be launching this week, picking our first book. That's gonna be beautiful, because it's gonna be the biggest book club, right? First week it's gonna be the biggest book club in the world. That's what I'm claiming. The 19 Keys High Level Book Club is gonna be the biggest book club in the world. I've been studying them, how they work, how they operate, and we don't have a big enough one. I remember Oprah used to have her book club. I don't know a black man that has a huge book club, and we need that. And people always asking me my book list, what books I'm reading, things of that nature. So Birdman.
I was just going to say that we got to get Birdman in. I swear to God.
Get Birdman to come join the book club. And we going to be looking for sponsors. Matter of fact, so that we can, I think what would be a great initiative, right, is actually, getting some sponsors that can help us send books to different prisons and things of that nature as well.
Gotta be paperback.
Yeah. I think that'd be good. So if you want to sponsor and be a sponsor in the book club, make sure y'all email me at 19keys@19keys.com.
Oh, one last thing. Shout out to the good brother AJ McQueen.
Oh, yeah.
We got a chance to stop at he just went on tour, and he did the last stop in LA. So we pulled up, and That shit was therapeutic, man. He had the live band with him, you know, and it just reminded me when we all had went on tour, and you know, like how he just put it together with his own funds. He just went, and you know what I'm saying. He didn't care who showed up. He said whoever came was the people that were supposed to be there. So I salute that. And he from St. Louis, you know. So shout out to the good brother, you know.
Yeah, nah. Shout out to him. Shout out to my brother Yaki and Billy Carson that's going to be on the stage with me at Invest Fest.
Yeah.
We got something legendary coming that has never been done. I've been preparing for it. I'm going to be prepared for it, and we're going to make this historic and legendary. So make sure y'all tap in. The booth is going to be amazing. We're going to have new merchandise. It's going to be new experiences. Listen, this high level club is something major that's going to happen in the world. And I was really thinking about how, you know, when I was starting my journey, I would be frustrated that there wasn't enough people that would help. You know what I mean? And I always was a person that focused on collaboration. You know, how can I work with these people? How can we unify? How can we make something work? And what I realized is that we don't really have, you know, institutions to where people can get the proper resources, network, education, you know, guidance. And I was thinking of how, like, the way I do my brand, like, I'm not a one-dimensional brand. We just talking about financial literacy. Who the hell wants to just talk about financial literacy, bro? At the end of the day, that shit boring. You know, it's necessary, but it's boring. It's not spiritual. So, you know, I'm like, all right, how do we have something that has the spiritual side in it? How we have something that
the whole culture.
Yeah, it's active. We outside training, we working out, we doing bonfires, like we moving around, we traveling with each other, like where that tribe at? You feel me? But then at the same time, you know, I want to make sure that we got everything set up. Like we got our trust set up. You feel me? We got understanding of business credit and consumer laws and the way the world operates. Then we got our book club. We getting our mind right. You feel me? We might have a dating side on there. You know what I'm saying? High level singles. You feel me? High level singles. We gonna be bringing y'all together. You feel me? Because after we help the brothers in the spiritual warrior tribe, you feel me? The superior man become superior man. Then we got the women, they becoming superior, you know, divine feminine. Man, we got to bring them together. You feel me? But then we helping brands accelerate. People build their podcasts. So there's so many things I wish that I would have known that I didn't know, you know. But also when we talk about wealth, like I'm building partnerships with people that have their own stock clubs and things of that nature that I can say trusted and I got verifiable results from. So now I can say, okay, well, now we got all of these different areas figured out. Right. And then we doing partnerships to where it's like, man, I had to figure out how do I get in these rooms? I know so many people now that I can utilize my pool, right? To have, now you can get guests on here. Now you can get in this room. And that's going to be at a partnership level that we do when we help brands scale. Cause I just came to the realization that, you know, this is what God gave me the platform for, right? It's to help make more leaders in the world. Right. And I want to help scale brands that I believe in and partner with brands that I believe in, you know, and through partnerships is the way that I've been able to grow. Right. Through these formulas and frameworks that I have is the reason that I've been able to become one of the number one thought leaders in the world. And I want to help create and establish more leaders in the world. And that's what High Level Wealth Club is about. And I say High Level Wealth Club, but it's really going to depend on what the club is for you, because it could be the High Level Spiritual Club, High Level Training Club, right? High Level Superior Man Club, High Level Divine Feminine Club, right? Because under this, we have all these tiers and umbrellas, but coming in for the first part of like getting your mind right, that's a free tier, right? And then, you know, you want to become an author. You want us to have your book inside of there, right? You want to do business with us. You want to partner. You want to, you know, have our media team help you elevate your brand presence. You want to get coaching and mental high-level thinking coaching on a month-to-month basis so that you can develop yourself to a higher level in the world. You want to learn how to be a better speaker, leader, all of those different things. That's what we're focusing on. So this is a club for creators, right? This is a club for leaders, a club for high achievers, right? That want to reach that next level in life and reach their peak. Come in, tap in. All you have to do is go to 19keys.com and apply to be a part of the High Level Club. right? We're going to start accepting applications as we go through them throughout the week. And we look forward to getting started with you on your journey, right, of becoming high level and mastering every aspect of life.
Until next time,
I'm 19 Keys.
and I'm Steve Jones.
And we are the man artist play.
If you're gonna jump into Crownz Society, you're saying that I represent power, I represent knowledge of self.
Stepping in the name of drip, get ready with me. Stepping in the name of drip, get ready.
I wear the crown to just symbolize, like, I know who I am, I know why I'm here, I know my purpose.
It's abundance, it's royalty, it's prosperity, it's energy.
Put in.
Yeah.
I gotta walk with my head held high because you gotta see this and you gotta see this.
I believe that if anybody wants to be able to protect their mind and be able to think freely, you gotta get Crownz Society today, man.
Neo after the blue pill, the color palette's all black. James Bond mixed with Malcolm X in my Che Guevara era.